to discover and share knowledge about plants and their environment in order to preserve and enrich life. This is the mission of the Missouri Botanical Garden. In the spring of 1819, 18-year-old Henry Shaw landed in the river town of St. Louis, Missouri. He took a half-day journey by horse out of town. Riding westward, he came through a narrow path. He found himself overlooking a sprawling prairie. Uncultivated, he recorded, without trees or fences. If the man ever loved a piece of ground, it was Shaw. He would build his dream estate here. He grew many botanical wonders surrounding his home, including a garden hedge maze and an observatory behind the house. Both remain to this day. The gardens were so wonderful, in fact, that Shaw opened them up to the public in 1859. His friend, Dr. George Engelmann, encouraged him to make it a botanical institute for scientific research. Henry agreed, and the vision was created. A committee and staff were set up just before his death, August 25th, 1889. Henry loved the garden so much that he had a mausoleum built before his death to ensure he would always be part of his garden. The mausoleum represented science over ignorance. This phrase would set the stage for scientific discovery and botanical preservation for the public of the future today. Let us now take a step into what the gardens look like today. The botanical gardens are broken into several smaller gardens representing unique cultures and climates from around the world. A few of these gardens include the Climatron, an indoor tropical paradise, the Japanese garden, a serene garden where many St. Louis locals are married beside the water, and the Children's Garden, a magnificent playground where the young scientists and botanists are born. The Climatron was proposed and designed by T.C. Coward during the mid-20th century modern era and completed by 1960. Famous for the building design alone, it is a pivotal point of gardens' influence in the architectural world. The Climatron is mostly made of aluminum and plexiglass. It is built in the shape of a dome and without any support beams to allow the most light per square foot than any other greenhouse in the 20th century. The Climatron remains at an 81% humidity level, allowing tropical plants to be studied and enjoyed by the people of St. Louis area. But it isn't just for show. Throughout the whole display are plants with a purpose. Banana trees, coffee plants, and a miniature rice marsh. They also have plants that can be used for medicines of all kinds. Moving through the Climatron is an unparalleled learning experience. Sawina, Garden of Pure, Clear Harmony and Peace, also known as the Japanese Garden, dedicated to in 1977 to the garden spans 14 acres. Professor Koichi Kawana, being the main designer, wanted simplicity to be the major focus in all designs of the garden. Kawana wanted the visitor to be able to interpret the garden his or her own perspective. The garden consists of waterfalls, bridges, a lake, and gardens of gravel. The central focus of the garden is the 4-acre lake. The lake is of a irregular shape and is home to the many koi fish. You could pay a quarter and feed the swarm of koi fish. It is a jolly good time for children and adults. Water is a common theme present in the Japanese garden. The water is even symbolized in dry beds of gravel. The gravel is carefully raked into an artistic design which represents flowing and gentle waves. The Japanese garden has 4 small islands. Tortoise Island and Crane Island are inaccessible to the public. No bridges reach them. The trees in the Crane Island represent the image of a real crane. Paradise Island is formed by 3 large boulders in the Japanese garden lake. The Nakajima Tea House Island is the innermost island. The tea house is a gift from Nango Prefecture, Missouri's sister state in Japan. The gardens also host festivals each year to celebrate Japanese culture. There are many cultural booths with oriental foods and crafts. There are also the Japanese taiko drummers. They play with amazing precision that can only be truly appreciated in person. Other than that, they also have samurai competition, which is amazing. Altogether, the garden brings together the cultures of St. Louis area and from around the world. Children have always been important to the gardens because the Botanical Gardens realizes that they are the future. In April 2006, the Doris I. Schnucks Children's Garden, a Missouri adventure, opened to show the children at their most impressionable age the significance of plants and nature in fun and innovative ways. The Children's Garden has many fun things. A few of these things include a covered wagon, a playground adventure, and a pollination garden. It also has many classes and events for children and their parents. All summer long, they have classes such as crafts and nature journaling, storytelling, that positively influence the world's next generation. One of the most significant parts of the Missouri Botanical Garden is its as it contributes to artwork. They have dedicated a lot of money and time and thought into the beautiful statues throughout the park. Some are very old, some are very new and modern. The statue Victory cost Henry Shaw over $1,000 during his time, which is equal to approximately $23,000 today. It remains to represent the victory science has over ignorance. A person could tour the gardens just to discover the statues and history behind them. The Missouri Botanical Gardens are vital to the St. Louis area. To begin with, it is one of the few gardens in the city. It is unique just for that. Wednesday and Saturday mornings are free until noon for all St. Louis County and city residents, making it absolutely accessible to all economic groups in the St. Louis area. The Botanical Gardens offers a plethora of scientific knowledge that can and will continue to advance the botanical world for the better of humanity. Much of this knowledge residing in the Peter H. Raven Library, containing a large collection of plant specimens and books of botany dating back to the time of Darwin. Peter Raven, who was the director of the Missouri Botanical Gardens in 1971 until 2011, he oversaw many garden projects. He believed each generation is a steward for the next and has a responsibility to preserve the world's biodiversity. Missouri Botanical Gardens has collaborated with 30 research institutions in the U.S. and Canada to catalog a computerized inventory of North American plants north of Mexico. They have projects in Asia, Africa, and South America. This is a place of world culture and knowledge. The gardens are a place of true beauty. Henry Shaw's dream to make his garden more than just a garden has grown larger than he could ever have imagined.